It's the Bulls Podcast, episode 22.
Hey, Chicago Bulls fans! It's time for your Bulls Podcast. Here are your hosts, Marcus Couch and Wyse Black.
Welcome to the Bulls Podcast, coming to you from bullspodcast.com. This is where we bring you the latest news, reviews, rants, rumors, and opinions on the players, coaches, and front office of the Chicago Bulls. My name is Marcus Couch, and with me is my co-host, Mr. Wyse Black.
Yo. What's up? What's good with all my Bull lifers out there, man? We may be lacking W's, but we sure aren't skimpy in the news department. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's show as Marcus and I break down everything and give our takes. Let's make it a good one, man.
We got a lot in store for this episode, including a little scuffle in practice between Rolo and Chris Dunn. We've got all the latest news about that. Bobby Portis doubles down on his contract bet about himself. Wendell Carter Jr. may be injured with some thumb and knee issues. We've got the latest trade rumors surrounding the Chicago Bulls and a look ahead to this week's upcoming games. Come tank with us. We will be right back after this quick timeout.
Bulls fans, remember to follow the show on social media at Bulls Podcast and at bullspodcast.com.
Hey fans, when you're rocking out on Spotify, make sure you go over and add the Bulls Podcast to your favorites. If you go to bullspodcast.com/Spotify, it takes you right to the place you need to go to catch the Bulls Podcast. You can catch all the episodes, talk to Wyse, talk to me. As far as, your buddies in your earbuds, we're going to be there for you. So make sure you get us on Spotify at bullspodcast.com/Spotify. Well, Wyse, we thought that the Bobby Portis, Nico Mirotic fight was the end-all in terms of Bulls practice fights, but it turns out round 2 might be in the making. Robin Lopez and Chris Dunn reportedly got into a brief altercation and a shouting match between them, and the two were yelling at each other, and Lopez was told to cool off. According to Teddy Greenstein of the Chicago Tribune, Lopez did not speak to the media about the incident, but Dunn said they just practiced hard. Now, it wasn't reported in this particular article, but it looks like Rolo actually left practice 15 minutes early. Jim Boylan said, "We had a very, very competitive practice." I think that's an understatement. And I felt like we had some guys who are sick of not winning games. Hey, guess what, Boylan? The fans are too. So does that mean we can start doing stuff? I don't know. Boylan explained to reporters that there were no punches thrown and that everyone treated each other with respect when they came back. He noted Lopez had been frustrated with not seeing very many minutes this season in comparison to his regular rotation. I feel this is a very telling scenario, as Rolo is generally one of the most calm and chill players on the Bulls. You can tell that things are getting to a boiling point with such a bad record, combined with the daily rumors that involve different trade scenarios. Wyse, what's your opinion on everything that went down in practice?
It's simply put a mirror into how bad this season is for this team. Everyone from the players to the front office looks bad and has for quite some time now, not just this year, but going back seasons. And for a very seemingly calm and cool guy up to this point in Robin Lopez to lash out at a fellow teammate just drives my point home. I don't know what the Bulls are going to do to turn their fate around in the near future, because I think it may be deeper than just adding a top draft pick. We need a complete makeover from top to bottom. And until then, I don't see this team doing anything significant like contending for a title. So, I mean, it's sad, man, but it just goes to show you how bad things are for us right now. We're in a very bad spot.
Yeah. The thing is, though, man, it's like getting one of those top 3 draft picks Let's fast forward ourselves in the time machine here and go forward 1 year. If we really get somebody like Zion or RJ, is all this crap going to be worth it? Is it worth it to you as a fan?
I think it's going to put butts in the seats, and it's definitely going to help us win a few more games. But as far as getting closer to being like a title contending team, I don't know, man. I don't think so. Not with the coaching that we have right now, or even this front office. Like, I think that they do a fairly decent job at drafting. I do think that they can draft, but when it comes to just controlling an organization and constructing it to the point where we can contend for titles, I think that they're lacking in that department. And I just don't see us doing that with this current regime that we have.
Okay, we've talked about Bobby Portis at length, and it appears he's actually reiterated his position. He's doubled down on the bet on himself. And there's a lot going on, but I guess Bobby has no issues with being injured. He said, obviously, I've had some injuries up to this point, but I still feel like everything is lined up. It's about me just staying healthy now and doing my thing. The wins and losses obviously come and go from game to game. Bobby, are you watching the same games we are, bro? You really can't control that part all the time. We control our effort. But me personally, I just need to stay healthy, be on the court, play as hard as I can when I can. With the minutes that Coach Boylan gives me, go out there and play with force. I'm just focused on my team, turning this around and going out there and having fun, enjoying the ride for the rest of the year. Now, when talking about remaining a Bull, Bobby's pretty sure he wants to stay in Chicago. He says, obviously, I know that I really want to be a Bull. I can't see myself in any other jersey. It would be weird to start next season off in another uniform. I've been here 4 seasons now. Time flies fast, but I think I'll be a Bull. I'm the longest tenured Bull and don't want that to change. That is a shock that he's actually the longest tenured Bull. He said, yeah, that's crazy. To be around this long, obviously, Bulls across my chest means a lot to me. I really take pride in that every time I step out on the court. But at the same time, I feel like I've got a long way to go. I kind of think, Wyse, that obviously, Bobby's going to say something like this, but I think he might be worried, to tell you the truth.
He'd be right to be worried. But I think Bobby is just trying to save face with his comments, as any other guy would. But in terms of betting on himself, deep down, as he mentioned, he knows that he has a long way to go if he's going to garner the type of contract that he wishes. I believe Bobby has the fire and determination to go out and give his best every night, but I just don't think he has the talent to be consistent enough in order to sway the odds in his favor. Even if he stays healthy for the rest of the season, his contributions don't amount to wins enough for him to command a great sum of money. Now, if Bobby were 19-8 guy and he played decent defense, then no, I don't think the injuries will hurt his chances as much, but that's just not the case. With all that being said, though, I do like the fact that Bobby loves Chicago, and I want him and that he wants to remain here because I like him, and I really like him as a piece of our future too, but just one who's coming off of the bench, i.e. Taj Gibson.
Yeah, I don't think he's a starter. I really don't. And I don't think he will be. He can be when he has to be, if there's nothing else. But obviously, I think Hutch needs to take that role on. And I just don't see it. I don't see Bobby doing that. So, like I said, I think he's going to get about $8-9 million a year, which would put him in Felicio territory as far as the contract, as sad as that is to say. I think that's going to be it for him. So, fans, we're going to take a quick time out, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about trade rumors and more right after this. Hey, Bulls fans, remember, subscribe to our show. You can follow us on social media and in podcast form. And on social, you can go to bullspodcast.com/Twitter, bullspodcast.com/YouTube/Instagram is our Instagram. bullspodcast.com/Facebook actually goes to our private Facebook group. And if you want to subscribe to the show, you can do it at Apple Podcasts over at bullspodcast.com/Apple and bullspodcast.com/Stitcher if you're into Stitcher, and also /Spotify. We'll get you on Spotify. Plenty of ways to get in touch with us and stay connected to the Bulls Podcast. And it appears, yet again, the injury bug has bit the Bulls. Wendell Carter Jr. has been reported to be injured while he was playing in the LA Lakers game. He had an MRI this morning, which is Wednesday the 16th. He hurt his left thumb, and he also woke up with tenderness in his left knee this morning, according to Coach Boylan. This is interesting, as Wendell Carter Jr. has been our only Iron Horse so far, playing in all 44 games this season without an injury forcing him to the sidelines. What do you think, Wyse? What's going to happen if WCJ goes down for a couple of games?
You know what? I saw that report, but I also saw one a few hours ago that stated that the MRI came back negative, and, he doesn't have any broken bones and he won't need surgery or anything like that. However, the Bulls just don't need this right now. One of their key starting pieces going down or even dealing with an irritating day-to-day injury is not what this team needs right now. I want to see Wendell out there continuing to get reps with Lauri. And I stop at Lauri mainly because I think he and Lauri are the only indispensable players on this roster. Of course, I like Chris Dunn and Zach, but looking at this team with all of those guys healthy still isn't giving me something to be excited for in the future. I'm happy to hear that it isn't a serious injury because it would just be another slap to the face as a Bulls fan. I don't know. It just speaks volumes to how this year is going for us once again. Wendell Carter Jr. now having this little nagging injury or whatever the case may be, I kind of really want to just sit him down. But at the same time, as I said, I really want he and Lauri to get reps together out there. But it's really just, I don't know, kind of confusing.
Yeah, I hear you there. And, I've seen a lot of reports, especially Bleacher Report and other places. They're talking about, in Lauri's sophomore season here, he's not doing as well. Well, he was out for a while with that elbow injury. And also, I think some of the options in the playbook are going to Wendell Carter rather than Lauri, just to get him acclimated to the game a little bit more. Last year, Lauri, he was the man. He didn't have those different positions or trying to work anybody else into the rotation or into the playbook because it was all going to him. So I'm glad to hear that about his thumb. Looks like maybe some tape or something like that might be able to do that. Who knows? But the knee thing bothers me a little bit more than that. So maybe he just got banged up a little bit, just needs a little recovery time, couple ice baths, and he should be okay. So that's good. Let's talk about some trade rumors. There have been a lot of trade rumors going around the NBA involving Bulls players. Most notably, one of them involves the Knicks trading Enes Kanter to the Bulls in exchange for Jabari Parker. I've also heard rumors that the Houston Rockets want Jabari, and even a rumor that Jabari Parker wants to play for the Utah Jazz because he said he has a house there. And I'm like, a house in Utah? What?
Dude. Who does that, bro?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to get away, I guess that's a place to do it. But geez, man. I haven't seen many trade rumors at all regarding Robin Lopez. It seems like Rolo's just kind of looking for a buyout so he can go over and join the Golden State Warriors. And when pressed with the buyout option, Bulls management says there actually won't be one. So this could be another reason why Robin Lopez is getting a little upset in practices. And personally, I don't know why Robin's so upset. He's making his full $14 million salary this year. I don't know how many millions a guy is willing to lose to go chase a ring, but I asked DeMarcus Cousins and Carmelo Anthony that question, I guess, right?
You know what? Yeah, Rolo is upset, I'm sure, because of not only the minutes issue, but the losing. He mentioned in an interview earlier this week that he's in the prime of his career and would love to play for a playoff team who has chances of winning a title. I'm paraphrasing, but basically that's what he said. And no one can knock him for that. No one can. I just hope the Bulls can squeak away something from another team before the deadline for Rolo, because I'd hate to just buy him out and get nothing for a center who we would have to pay $14 million to.
Right.
And as for Jabari, I don't know, man. We're not going to get him out of here without another team trying to fleece us in a trade deal. He's one of the worst defenders in the league with not great, but decent offense who's making $20 million this year. Now, the team option should be the middle ground for a contending team to take a flyer on him and have a streaky scorer off of the bench. But I just don't see a team giving away something worthwhile for Jabari other than swapping expiring contracted players. And if they're willing to do that, then I doubt the player or players would be worth it.
Something like Kanter. Let's talk about that for a sec. Do we need another center on this team?
No, I don't see a need for Enes Kanter on this. And look, don't get me wrong. I think Enes Kanter is a fairly decent player. I actually like Enes Kanter as a player, but packaging him, I'm pretty sure he wants some sort of decent contract. We can't just Felicio him. Enes Kanter wouldn't go for like a $6 to $8 million contract. Now, I would love him coming off of our bench behind the Wendell Carter Jr., but that's not going to happen. So, no, we don't need him.
He's making $18.6 million a year.
See, that's insane. Why?
I don't know. He's got the highest rated per on the entire Knicks roster.
Yeah, but then again, we're talking about the Knicks. Who else do they really have besides, their star player who's hurt right now?
Yeah. So what, they want Jabari? Is this how it's going to roll? We get Jabari Parker over to the Knicks and get Enes Kanter. Then we waive Robin Lopez and put Enes Kanter, the $18 million man, on our bench. This is how it's going to roll?
Bananas.
I don't think so, man.
No way, no how. That would be another foolish move, but which I don't think that this front office is cheap. I don't see them giving Enes Kanter $18 million, so we don't have to worry about that. That's why nothing has happened.
I read something else that was weird about Enes Kanter. So Enes is Turkish, and he's got some beef with Erdogan, the president of Turkey, because he hangs out with some kind of Muslim cleric in Pennsylvania. And Enes said he's not going to travel into any overseas games because he thinks he's going to get assassinated.
Oh, wow. That's not even
Dude,
funny,
I've never heard that from
crazy.
I never heard that from any NBA player. Yeah, man, I'm going to get killed.
And I saw a post like that too. I didn't read the full article, but they're trying to arrest him. Do you know the story behind that?
Well, I don't know. Do you mean Turkey? Yeah, I guess
Turkey is.
They think he's a terrorist or something.
They can arrest you just from hearsay, because if they don't have proof, then how can they really do anything concrete?
I don't know, man. That's such a
insane,
wild story.
Man. Yeah,
and we don't need none of that. We don't need none of that stuff.
Definitely not, man.
All right, Wyse, let's take a big spin of the upcoming games and some of our predictions. We got 3 games until our next show, and we were right. We were 4 for 4, by the way. We predicted 4 losses in a row last episode, and we got them. So here we go. Let's roll the dice once again. Thursday, January 17th, that is tomorrow, Bulls at Denver Nuggets. What's your prediction on that one?
Big L.
Yeah,
they're gonna get slaughtered. Denver is a really nice team. I really like Denver's team, although they just got slaughtered by the Warriors. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna take their anger out on this young Bulls team.
Yeah. Yep, I think so. Then we got a Friday night game, Bulls at Miami. I think Miami's gonna kill them.
Yeah, I could see that too. The last few times we've played Miami, they beat us. I don't know about necessarily kill us, but with this Bulls team that we have right now, I could see them slaughtering us. So
yeah, Miami right now is a 500 team, so they're pretty even in their record. Who knows? They may even make the playoffs.
You see that they're running justice at point too. That'll be interesting to watch.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty wild. And Miami is next Wednesday, January 23rd. It'll be actually the Bulls versus the Atlanta Hawks is going to be going on next week. So, boy, I don't know about Atlanta. They're about the only one we got a shot against, I think.
I'd say so too. But Atlanta's, if you've been hearing about them, they've been on a little roll. Like they don't completely suck as much as we do. So I could see them actually beating us as well, like Orlando has been doing. So.
Exactly. So, yep, my prediction, we're going to lose all 3 of those games. Again, Atlanta's the only one I think we got a halfway prayer of. And that would put us at 11 games in a row that we lose. All the better for the tank, but not necessarily for you and I, the fans.
It's just so hard to watch, man. Like, even yesterday's game, the Lakers sucked too. But by them beating us and by them even, stretching that lead, to as much as they did yesterday, come the fourth quarter, and us letting them go on all of those runs, it just goes to show you how bad we are. Because looking at the Lakers without LeBron James, they look pretty horrible themselves.
Yeah,
they
don't look good.
Not at all, man. They're not scary to any playoff teams in the West without LeBron James. And looking at how we fared against those boys, man, I mean, it just goes to show you that it's nothing pretty in Chicago right now, at least basketball-wise. So as a fan, yeah, we like these L's for tanking purposes, but for the purpose of how we feel while we're watching these games, it's just demoralizing.
Yeah, I will tell you this right now. I think if the Lakers even make the playoffs, I bet they bow out in the first round. That team sucks.
Even with LeBron, probably.
Yep, that's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're and I don't know how long LeBron's going to be out, but I tell you what, man, those hamstring injuries, they're tough to come back from. Those are ones that can get re-injured really easily. So if I'm any other West team right now, I'm looking at these tapes of what happens when LeBron's not in the game and all of the ways that you can exploit the other team. I mean, man, we made Lonzo Ball look good last night. What's up? Terrible.
Had him hitting games. Threes and all, man. I'm like, come on, dude.
Jeez. Bad. All right. Well, we don't want to bum you out too much, so we're going to take a quick break and we will close it out right after this. All right, fans, it's a wrap. We are done with another episode. This one, number 22 in the books. Remember, you can follow Wyse Black on Twitter and Instagram at radical_creator. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and the like, all with the handle at Marcus Couch. Everything show related, you can find at Bulls Podcast. Make sure you're connected to us everywhere, like we mentioned earlier here in the show. And remember that we've got Bulls.fm, which is a compilation website where you can get our show and all the other Bulls podcasts. That's at Bulls.fm. And if you forget these, remember you can check out our show notes for this show and all the shows over at BullsPodcast.com. Wyse, closing thoughts?
As you guys know, we appreciate you all for listening and continuing to support this podcast. My guy Marcus and I put our souls in this, so I hope you guys just enjoy the work we do, and please continue to support the pod. As Marcus mentioned, follow us on all social to connect with us, and I follow everyone back as well, man. I love connecting with all of you guys. So, yeah, please just continue to get up with us. We're going to continue to pump out more and more content, and we're here for you guys as Bulls fans. So, holla.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, and before I forget, also, we need some more iTunes reviews. So those of you listening through iTunes, shoot us a quick review. It's been a few months since we had them. We really got a nice pop last time where we got a couple reviews every week. It was kind of like a nice pattern. So we'd appreciate that so we can get a little bit higher up in the iTunes ranks.
Yes,
too.
sir.
So help us out there. Remember, Bulls fans, our magic tank number is down to just 38 more losses. That's right. We're just 117 days away from the NBA lottery. That's 17 weeks. Looking forward to that. Until next time, thanks for listening, everybody. Go Bulls.
Go Bulls.
Hey, Bulls fans. This is your Bulls championship announcer, Ray Clay, saying, so long, everybody. Go Bulls.